All right, welcome back to Work and Wander, where career stories meet dream destinations. I am Jake Hocarulo, and with me, as always, my wonderful co-host, Jess. Jess, what's
Hey
up?
Jay, how are you today?
I am doing great. How are you today?
I am doing awesome. I don't know about you down in Florida, but we're experiencing some lovely fall weather here in Virginia, and I am absolutely loving it. So it's a little chilly in the mornings, but I just love it. So I'm happy.
We talked about right before we got on the recording that we're all sort of wearing fall colors. However, here in Orlando, it is still slated to be in the high 80s, maybe even hit 90 today. So not
Oh
so much
no.
fall weather.
Aw, that's a bummer.
I know. But when you think about fall, I know we talked about already, like we talk about back to school and we talk about things like college football starting, which is, as I think about college, I think about internships, which is a topic we're going to be talking about today. Do you have any internship things that you care to share, Jess?
Oh, I love interns. My team is definitely heavy into the college recruiting type of conversations right now. A lot of them have already been attending university career fairs and going and speaking to classes on campus or in their student unions and things. So this is one of our favorite times of the year for recruiting for sure, because we get to get out and network with future talent and kind of start having those conversations with really high quality candidates for upcoming internships in the spring and summer. So we love it. And I definitely love the intern program. If it weren't for interns, I probably would have never found this organization. My friend in college was a year younger than me and was hired on as an intern for the summer and told me how much she was loving the company and her role and encouraged me to check it out. And I actually started full time a month after I graduated. So I love interns. How about you?
Yeah, so I echo those thoughts. I did start on an internship, actually in recruiting with the Walt Disney Company. So I was an intern for the college recruiting internship department, which is great. So I was like an intern for interns, and that's what got me into talent acquisition. And speaking of interns who turned their internship into the start of a career journey, we are joined today by Lillian Baker, who is the Corporate Responsibility Performance Analyst here at Travel and Leisure. However, she started this past summer, so newbie to the organization, on our internship. And now she has launched a full time career with our corporate responsibility team. And so, with that, I'm going to welcome Lillian to the podcast. Hey,
Hey guys, so happy
Hey,
to be
Lillian.
here.
and I
Happy to
will
have you.
I will call out that Lil also is in a fall motif.
I
Um,
am.
so we're all matchy matchy today for some strange reason. Um, but Lil, let's start with, can you tell us about corporate responsibility and being a corporate responsibility performance analyst? Like, what is your day to day? What is that? Because I feel like there is a good number of people who have no clue what we're talking about.
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, so kind of my day to day is I pretty much help track and evaluate our company's progress on environmental goals, social goals, and governance goals. So a lot of strategy. And that includes, analyzing a lot of data, aligning our reporting with regulations and global frameworks that are out there, and supporting storytelling. So, like our recently released corporate responsibility report, that was a big project for me as an intern, and that really just connects our sustainability efforts to the stakeholders. So, kind of what we're doing in that space, but also the impact we're making.
Very cool. All
Yeah,
right. It sounds interesting.
it's super
It definitely.
interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear a lot more about that. But I am also intrigued since you started as an intern with us. What first drew you to apply for an internship with Travel and Leisure?
So I graduated with my master's in sustainability in November of 2024. So I moved back to Orlando, looking for a full-time role. November and December are not peak hiring season. So I was struggling getting that full-time role and also the experience gap. I had my master's, but I didn't have the years of experience that people wanted. So, as a job seeker does, I'm just scrolling on LinkedIn as much as I possibly can. And I saw this posting for TNL, and I knew about travel and leisure because girlfriends I had had in middle school in club volleyball, their dads work for travel and leisure. So I knew
Oh,
it was like a local company, big, hospitality driven. So I kind of saw that as my opportunity, applied, and I just loved the hospitality aspect of it because it's so dynamic for sustainability. There's so many areas of impact. And especially for a bigger corporation, I just thought it was a perfect way to build like the background for the career that I wanted. So kind of just linked in, it was fate, I would say.
Yeah, that's really, really cool that you had friends whose family members had worked for the company too, because we're big on referrals around here as well too. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
awesome. Internships can be such a launch pad too. So what was one of your biggest takeaways or lessons that helped you make that transition from intern to full-time associate?
Oh, that's a good one. I think one of the biggest lessons that I learned was just to I know this might sound silly, but literally just try it. At first, everything felt super technical, a little overwhelming. I didn't want to come in and mess anything up, especially with such a big report that's investor facing. And I just, I'd often ask for help before looking at it and attempting it. But I think once I started to make that first step and just trying it, giving myself a lot of grace and taking the time to do it, it gives you so much more direction. And you just start to build your confidence the more and more you do that. And I think that mindset really had helped me grow in this position.
no, I like that. The I think, obviously as we think about internships and then transitioning to full time, right? It's I won't say it's a dream of everyone's, but a lot of people start an internship and they want to go full time with a company, whether it's the one they're interning with, another one. Um, and I think companies also, you know, use their internships to try to nurture the next group of associates and leaders. Any adjustment as you sort of like jumped? We for everyone listening, like Lil and I work in the same office, so
Mhm.
any like adjustment because you went like one day you were an intern on Friday, and then I know you took a vacation, but then you came back and that Monday you were full time. Like any adjustment, anything like surprising?
I think the most nothing too surprising. I would say surprising in the sense of independent projects that I would now get to work on. And, me and my manager, we work super closely. It's just us two on the team. So we collaborate a lot. So I think going from that intern to full time was super natural. It was like nothing really had changed in the sense because even as an intern, she was amazing at just giving me my own space to work my own way. And I think it's just the same thing as the full time. We just collaborate on projects, but I definitely have more on my plate, which I love. It just challenges you in such different ways. And I really like the work I do. I like sustainability. So every aspect of it, I feel like even if it's challenging and I'm independently doing it, I always can collaborate with a manager or, just challenging myself to get better, I would say.
That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
like
And
that.
yeah, and then it sounds like you obviously really enjoy what you're doing, and you said you love sustainability. Your team really does some incredible work connecting our company's values to real world impact. So I'd love to hear what excites you most about being a part of that work.
Yeah. Oh, that's one of my favorite things. And it's so hard to choose from because, sustainability encompasses so much. But I think one of my favorite things, especially during the report writing, was collecting site stories during that season and hearing what our, resorts are doing locally and how they drive sustainability was awesome. um, just showing how passionate our teams are in the resorts. And our company actually is joining Sustainability Hospitality Alliance, which is a really good opportunity to kind of connect those local efforts to a more global movement. So it's kind of a good chance to learn from others in the industry and just contribute what we're doing to a broader change, I would say, in the hospitality industry.
Wow, that's
Alright.
awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds impactful in lots of
Yeah.
different ways. I love to hear
It
that.
is. It is. It's very impactful. It's just so cool to see what people are doing on the resorts and all the green teams and all their efforts and how they post on, our internal communications. Just how can we turn those stories into, something that shows our values and as a company and shows our impact.
Did you have a favorite? Did you have a favorite like thing that a resort's doing that came across your desk and you were like, wow, like that's really, really something that like anything popped to mind?
I love a classic coastal cleanup, mangrove, reforestation, trying to restore because, we live in Florida and we see hurricanes all the time and natural disasters and so much coastal effect. I think I just love how teams go out there and, quarterly or yearly or whatever they're doing, like they just have 20 bags of trash on the cleanup on the beach. And I love just simple stories like that because it makes such an impact.
Yeah. I mean, same when I,
Right?
as a Floridian who grew up actually born and raised in Florida. So, I like to hear that and see that and glad that our coastal resorts are taking those steps for sure.
Yeah.
So, Lil, obviously, we're going to have students and interns listening to this conversation. What kind of advice would you give them, either about how to approach their internship, or even how to, pivot it into a full time opportunity? Anything pop to mind?
That's a good question. I think that, the one thing is be reliable. If someone can depend on you, you are really setting yourself up for success. I definitely think express your, express that you want to stay on full time and that show that initiative, ask for feedback. If you see a gap, try and fill it. I think, make taking those opportunities really sets you apart. I just think your attitude and just engagement just really opens doors. And I think one other thing is building connections, developing those connections with people, and they matter. And I think that's really big.
Also
I
true. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like career coaching with Lily. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Network, network, network. Yeah.
All
Exactly.
phenomenal advice. I mean, especially for interns, but for associates across the board,
It
be
never should stop.
reliable. Yeah, it's just, the simple things sometimes really are what help you stand out, and just taking that initiative and communicating is a big part of that too. So, thanks for all of that wonderful
Of
advice. I love it.
course. Of course. Thank you guys for asking all these great questions.
You're welcome. So, since this is work and wander, we have to talk about the wandering. So travel, right? What? I know that you are a lot younger than Jess and I, but do you have a favorite like travel memory that you can think of to share?
Oh, this is hard. I have been blessed and I've traveled a lot in my life. Living in London gave me a lot of accessibility to be able to travel. But maybe it's just a bit of recency bias. But my trip I took with my mom in August, we did a south of France whole French Riviera tour, did like a
Nice.
whole riverboat. It was absolutely incredible. First off, just to be with my mom, just me and
Mhm.
her for the whole trip was, once in a lifetime. And then I love, history, culture, wine, good food, and South of France had all of that to offer, except it was 102 degrees for some of the days,
No
which,
way.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy. But I think that was probably one of my favorite travel memories other than can I do 2?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no rules. Yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay, this other one has come to mind, and I think it was my junior year of college, me and my roommates, we were all random roommates, and we all became best friends. We went to, the Amalfi Coast, and we went to this, like, cave rock club. I think it was called Music on the Rocks in Positano, and we go up, and we just go upstairs. First person we see is Kevin Hart. This I'm
No.
just like, "This is a good night. This is a good night." That was probably and, we swim in the ocean after. It was just, that was probably one of my top memories as well.
Hanging out with Kevin Hart and Positano. There you go.
Yeah,
Sounds
his wife was so sweet.
Oh my gosh. That sounds like iconic. Like that'd be a hard trip to forget for sure.
I know,
Yeah,
right? Did you know?
exactly.
This is a fun. Did you know fact? Did you know that the Cocarulos are from Positano?
No, I
Yeah.
did not.
So I've been to Positano two times, three times. I've been a few times. It's of course beautiful.
Yeah, it's incredible. Even though
Well,
I think my calves were sore for like a month.
Oh yeah, lots of stairs.
Yeah.
well, now I'm the only one that hasn't gone on this
Put
conversation.
it on
So
your
sounds like
list.
I
We
need
need
to
to,
add it to the
Jess. It's
list.
on the list now. God Lord,
You do.
we have a long list. We're only 5 episodes in, and we have a long travel list.
I'm keeping notes over here for sure.
That's so true. That's nice. You guys get to talk to people and ask about their travels, and then you get your own travel inspiration. I love that.
There you go.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So when you take time off, Lillian, are you more of an adventure seeker or a relax and recharge kind of traveler?
I think before, because this is my full-time job or first full-time role. And I think before I would have said like relax and recharge. But now I'm like, if I'm taking PTO, like we're going. We are, going on an adventure. We're doing something fun, interesting, and then I'll need a vacation from my vacation is like
Mhm.
kind of the speed I'm going at now. Because I think living in Florida, you go to the pool on a weekend, get a little relax and recharge. So definitely more of an adventure seeker, I would say.
I am loving that mindset. I know almost when
I
you,
like how it switched.
yes, when you
I could
first
see that.
started, I thought you would say like, now that I have a full-time job, relax
I'm
and
exhausted
recharge.
all the time. I need to relax.
Yeah, I'm
But
like,
I love it.
maximize my fun. Let's go.
I
Yes.
like that approach. That's a good approach. I like that.
What do you guys?
Is there a dream destination that's on the list?
This is a tough one. Oh man,
There's
I
so many places.
I have two that I've thought about for a long
Now
time.
there's rules.
I know.
Okay,
Okay.
two dream destinations.
Okay, and they're really different. I would say I want to do a river cruise on the Nile. I think
Okay.
that would be incredible. And I just did a river cruise and I loved it. It was so easy. And then the second would be skiing in the Alps, like in France or Switzerland. I mean, come on, after I ski, that's what I
Yeah.
need to do. So those are my two.
See?
I can't speak to the Nile, but the last spring break we did the Alps, the French Alps, and
I'm
it
jealous.
was really it's different than I don't know if you ski in like Colorado and in the United States, but it's a different experience for sure. But it's cool.
Yeah, I've seen like, videos and it just looks like a blast.
The food on the mountain and the après ski is it's almost like you ski to do those things. It's not
Yeah.
Oh.
it's the focus for sure.
I love, well, because I've been to Europe in like every other season, but wintertime. And I think like it would just be like a snowy little paradise.
I love that. I love snow, so I think I'd be all in. Has travel shaped the way you think about your career or your future?
Yes, doing my master's in London, I think was like the first step of me like kind of combining my two things I love is like, learning about sustainability, getting that professional expertise, but being able to like travel and live in a cool city and meet so many different people. I think I would love to live in a different country again. I hope that happens, but either way, or even just the way my career goes, just to have traveling in it would be awesome.
I concur.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I'm glad you got that experience. I have not, but I wish that I had done that in college or something like that, like had a international study abroad type of
Yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
It changed my life, to be honest, in the sense of I couldn't do it during COVID. I kept on getting like pushed back. I was supposed to go to Florence. I was supposed to go to Paris. And it was like, nope, red zone, you don't want to go. And I was just like, dang, like, am I not going to get the chance to do this? And then my mom was like, why don't you combine getting your master's and going somewhere cool? I was like, oh, That's actually a really good idea.
There you go. Parents sometimes do have a good idea or two.
Exactly. And I'll give her the credit. I'll give her the credit.
That's perfect. All right. Well, mom gets credit for that, but your answers coming up here are 100% you. So we are doing the suitcase sprint. This is going to be some rapid fire questions, and you just have to like shout out the first thing you think of. No
Okay.
pausing and no two answers. You only get one.
Right.
Okay, this is where the rules come in.
Yeah, rules for the suitcase sprint.
Okay.
All right, Jess is gonna do it when you're ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Okay, first question. Window seat or aisle?
Aisle.
Packing light or checking a bag every time?
Checking a bag every time.
Me too. Me too.
That's-
I cannot figure out how people travel with just carry-ons. I can't do it. I can't do it. All right, early flight or sleep-in departure?
Early flight.
Get there.
Yeah.
All right, this is a good one. This is just one answer. Dream travel buddy, anyone past or present?
My mom.
Yeah.
Lots of love for your mom today. My mom heart is just like overflowing over here.
We have
That's
too
I
much
love.
fun.
I love
Um,
it. All right, first thing you do when you arrive at a new destination.
Look up good food.
All right, beach day or exploring a city on foot?
Ooh, exploring a city on foot.
Same. Yeah. What's one travel essential you never leave home without?
So I was gonna say deodorant. I feel like that.
Solid.
But
I
there's
love
nothing
that
there's nothing
answer.
wrong with that answer.
Okay, I'll keep it.
I like it. All right. Favorite airport snack or go-to coffee order?
I love Cheez-Its
Yes.
and then a cappuccino.
Oh.
There you go. I always, every time I fly, and my husband knows this about me too, I don't know why, but I always get Mentos. The little fruit Mentos.
The fresh maker?
Yeah.
That was their tag in like the 90s. Sorry.
I was
ahead
like,
and sing
what's
it.
the fresh maker?
That's it. It was Mentos, the fresh maker, I swear. If not, I'm gonna cut this part out. I gotta look it up when we're done.
All right. Last question. Do you plan every detail or just wander and see what happens?
I usually plan a lot. But I went on a trip. Oh my God, I can't do a long answer. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
No, we want to hear about it.
Fair.
Okay, I did. So the trip I did with my mom, we planned one dinner and that was it. And it was really, I think now that I did that, I will plan less my next trip.
I'm getting hives just thinking about that.
Because it was fun, like just walking around and being like, oh, let's go there for dinner. But like instead of, we have these dinner plans and all this stuff, we have this plan. And it's like felt very relaxing on a busy trip, I would say.
Yeah. I like a healthy balance. Like certain things that you definitely don't want to miss, but the rest of it, let it happen naturally.
Exactly. That's the way to roll, I think.
He's not with it.
Jay's
I'm
giving
not
the
sure.
side eye.
I hear what you're saying.
Are you a strict
Steven-
planner?
Yeah. I need to know what's happening. I can't live in this
Which rum club are we going to?
well, yes, for sure. That's
Of course.
important. You got to know. You got to reach out to them
know.
beforehand. That's a story for another day. I don't know that our listeners know that, but Jess, that is perfect that you have that on your desk. So, all right, we'll talk about it real quick. As a side thing, I started one of the largest rum clubs in the United States called the Florida Rum Society. And so Jessica was holding up a sticker from the Florida Rum
a big
Society
fan.
that I gave her. She's a big fan. And Lil has come to our events here in Orlando. Jess, you'll have to come down for an event at some point. We'll figure that out. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. Lil, thank you so much for joining us. Last thing, just to whatever pops into your mind, right? One of the things that we do here at Travel and Leisure, as you know, is we put the world on vacation. And every story we share is a reminder of why that matters. So from your perspective as someone who is starting your career here, what excites you most about sort of the journey ahead for you, for the company, for it all?
I think this company is just so good because of the people that it has. The culture is incredible. I think you can get so much done when you like the people you work with, and there's a lot of, passion to put people on the world of vacation. I think we all have that same value and things. So I'm just excited to just continue to collaborate.
Perfect. I like that.
I
And
love
excited to continue to collaborate with you.
Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I love it. All right. Well, Lillian, thank you so much for joining us on Work and Wander. We've loved hearing about your transition from intern to full-time and your passion for corporate responsibility. And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep wandering.